So if you're thinking about getting your real estate license in British Columbia, then this video is for you because today I'm going to be sharing how I passed the UBC C.A.R.E Real Estate Exam on my first try with 82%, and I'm going to be sharing 10 tips on how you can do the same because as you know, you need 70% to pass and a lot of people do fail. So make sure you stay until the end of the video because I'm going to be sharing 10 tips that really helped me make sure that I would pass the exam on my first try. And for those who don't know me, I'm Noah Jefferson. I'm a real estate agent in Victoria, BC. I'm with eXp Realty. And if you're located somewhere else in BC and you know someone who's moving to or from Victoria, please do get them to reach out to me. I would love to help them. You can find all my info in the description of this video. Now let's get into it. Here's how you pass the exam on your first try. So let's start off with an overview of the study plan. First and foremost, you're going to want to make a study schedule, and I'll show you how to do that later. Then you're going to want to read the entire book front to back. Make sure you're referencing your textbook while you're completing the assignments. Commit to having deep work sessions. This is so huge. And last but not least, make sure you're getting 80% on all your practice exams to make sure you're feeling confident when you're ready to take that final exam. Now, getting into the nitty-gritty. First tip is you need the right mindset going into this. I'd recommend that you check out a book called Deep Work by Cal Newport. You can probably find a summary of it on YouTube, but basically you want to have 2 to 3 to 4 hour deep work sessions where you have your phone away, your emails are off, no distractions. You can just focus on your assignment or reading the textbook or watching the modules and just really be efficient with your time. If you have problems focusing or you get distracted easily, just start with 15 minutes at a time and then work your way up to 30 and so on and so forth until you can get to 4 to 6 hours of deep focused work. I had to start with 10 minutes and then I worked my way up to 8 hours, no problem. Another big mindset tip is I would recommend you check out Andrew Huberman's podcast. He has a few good videos on how to optimize your memory, which will really help you when studying so you can remember formulas and pretty much everything in that textbook. Another thing that really helped me that I took away from Andrew Huberman is meditate before your study sessions and put on 40 hertz binaural beats. And meditate 10 to 15 minutes and just, focus on your breathing. And you'll find after that session, your focus will be really dialed in. One last mindset tip, and I actually learned this from my mentor, is you want to talk to yourself in the mirror and in your head and teach yourself what you just learned that day. So say you're learning about the Torrance system and you're reading about it in the textbook and watching the modules. You want to talk to yourself in the mirror and explain exactly how that works. And I know it sounds crazy, but teaching is a great way of learning, especially when you're teaching yourself. You're going to look crazy, but trust me, do it and always have that dialogue going in your head. And I found that really helped me understand the information better. As we talked about before, you want to make a study schedule and stick to it. I recommend a minimum of 4 hours every single day. I know a lot of you are going to be working full time just like I was. I was still working construction and I was taking the real estate course in the morning and evening. What I would do is I would get up 2 hours earlier and study deep work session in the morning and also have a deep work session in the evening after the gym. And I would aim to complete one of the 20 sections per week. So each section has usually 1 or 2 chapters in it. I would spend 1 day doing all the reading for that chapter, 1 day for watching all the modules, 1 day for completing the assignment, 1 day for doing the practice exam for that section. So that's 4 days right there, and that should get you through 1 chapter. But if the section has 2 chapters, then I would spend the other 3 days doing the same thing, and that should get you done that section in 1 week. Obviously, there's 7 days in a week, so if you're trying to finish another chapter in 3 days, then maybe you should double up and do some reading and watching a module on 1 day, or watch the module and do an assignment on the same day, but I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out. Now, once you have the study schedule in place, the first thing you're going to want to do before you watch modules, before you do the assignments, is read this textbook front to back. What that's going to do is allow you to get familiar with the information in here, especially when you're doing your assignments. You'll know where to find everything, and also it just gives you an idea of the course material. Now I think we're on tip number 4. You're going to want to reference your textbook and the modules while you're taking your assignment. This isn't cheating. No, don't do this when you're taking the practice exams. This is just for the assignments, because if you are looking in your textbook and you're watching the modules while you're doing the assignments, it's like you're connecting the dots in your brain, and you essentially have training wheels on that are helping you to figure out how to do the problems, especially the math stuff. Then when you're taking the practice exam, that's when you put away the textbook, you just focus you and the exam, and that's where you're going to actually be able to see how much information you retain. This is something that I wish I did earlier, and that's attend the online lectures. It's just another learning opportunity, and the instructors do a really great job of breaking down the material, and you also get opportunities to ask questions as well. Another thing that I wish I started doing sooner was taking the practice exams that are at the end of each section. You can find these on the computer. The practice exam book is going to be covering the whole course, but they should be in your course materials on the computer. What this will do is obviously test your knowledge of the section that you just finished, and I would also record your scores. So once you've gone through the whole course, you can see what sections you're scoring higher or lower in, and then you know where you need to put more emphasis when you're getting ready to study for the final. Now, I think we're on number 8, but we're just going to keep going. Make sure you understand all the math formulas. This is huge because they will test you on each of the formulas and conversions you see in the textbook. What really helped me was using flashcards. So I would write on one side, what's the formula for net operating income? And I would write on the other side, how to actually find the formula with the cap rate and market value. And I would do this with every single formula, and then I would just quiz myself and be like, what is the formula to find GDSR or TDSR? And eventually I memorized it, so you could throw any math question at me and I knew the answer. Now, I would go over those flashcards for 15 to 20 minutes before bed every night for 2 weeks preceding the exam. That way, it was just really locked into my brain how to solve those formulas. Now, after you finished all the course material and you've taken the practice exams in each section as many times as you need until you score 80%. Now you're going to want to get into the practice exam booklet and start doing them 100 questions at a time, and make sure that you get at least 80% on each of them. And when you're consistently getting 80% plus on your practice exams, you're ready to crush it on your final exam. So guys, I hope this video helped. This is probably the most in-depth study guide on YouTube, and it's literally the study plan that I used to score 82% on my first try doing the written UBC C.A.R.E real estate exam. And if at any point during this video you found you gained some value, please do me a favor and hit the thumbs up. And again, if you know anyone who's looking to make a move in Victoria, BC, please do introduce them to me. All my contact info is in the description of this video, and good luck. You're going to crush it.